Welcome back to Your Darts and thanks for joining me. Let's learn some more dart checkouts. I'm going to show you easy formulas to help you do that. And on to the first number of the day, 151, and as you can see the setup's a little bit in the style, loosely based in the style of top trumps, okay? And you can play with this with someone as I've shown you before, or this can just be something you print out that should be in the description box if you remember to do it. And they can just be like cue cards to practice and read from, so you can practice your dart checkout. So let's get on to this. So 151, the process I've been teaching in these videos, break these big 3-digit number down into, so what's the first dart? Well, we're gonna, whenever we throw in treble 20 for our first dart, okay, we visualize the rule of 40, what I like to call it. So I'm adding 40 onto the last 2 digits, so 40 onto 51, and it reveals your 91. Your 91. I nearly said 92. Don't listen to me. Anyway, so that's 2 points there. Okay, and the second dart. So you've hit your treble 20, leaving 91. You need to know how to take out 91. That's why 2 dart finishes are so important. That's why I bang on about learning those first. Okay, so you need to know how to take out 91. The way to take out 91 is treble 17, because that's 51 for double 20, 91, and again you get a point for both. Now, what is the miss rule? So the miss rule is what I like to call going for the treble, what it will be if we miss the treble and hit the big number, which we will do more times than hitting that treble, okay, especially when we're first starting out in darts. As you get better, that ratio changes, maybe, but you still need to know what it will be. So you miss that treble 17, hit the big 17, it would leave 74, and you get a point for 74 if you know it's 74. And then how do you take out, it's all about practice, this is what it's all about. So then how do you take out 74? Treble 14 for double 16, hitting the big 14 would leave 60. So I think that's quite a good way to do it. And one of my favorite ways, because I prefer the right side of the board, would be treble 18, which is 54. You need another 20 to make it 74, so double 10. And if you get those right, you get 3 points. Now, any alternate finishes? Yeah, there's some alternate finishes here. If you love the 19s, it's always worth going that way. And with the 19s, we don't add 40 onto the last 2 digits. We add 43 onto the last 2 digits. But I like, always the best way to see it is just thinking about add 40 onto it, because it's easier, like a math to do in your head, right? So 40 onto 51, 91, add that 3 more on, and you've got your 94. So it's treble 19, leaving 94. And again, if you go away and you know your 2 dart finishes, the way to take out 94 is treble 18 for double 20. If you hit that big 18, it would leave 76. So always know what your finish is going to be, or know your 2 dart finishes, and always know what that miss rule is, okay? Missing that big treble, whatever number you're on, and hitting the big number. Of course, you can hit anything around that area when you're going for a dart, but you can't learn every eventuality. You can't practice for everything, okay? So that's number 151. On to the next number, 133. Big number, but easy to break down. First dart is going to be treble 20. And this rule of 40, easy to add 40 onto 33, 73. Of course, then you just need to know your second dart. So we're aiming for treble 19 to finish on double 8. That's how you take out 73. Okay, and you get a point for both. Now, what's the miss rule? So we've gone for treble 19. We missed treble 19, hit the big 19, and that's 54. Get a point if you know it's 54, but then how do you take out 54? The options here, a single 14 for double 20. Can't finish on the double 16s with an open number, because double 16 is 32, and the highest would be a single 20. Would be 52, but this is 54, just for people who don't know. Or you can go a single 18 for double 18. So 3 18s are 54. That's where you get your answer there. And there's 3 points, just like treble 18, okay? Anyway, I digress. So alternate finishes, 133. You can go for the 19s if you love the 19s and hit the treble 20s. I always suggest go for treble 20 when it makes sense to you, because that's where we've got our muscle memory when we're going for the big scores, okay? So why not use it? But yeah, if you want to throw out treble 19s, we add 43 on, of course, not 40. But of course, add your 40 on, which was 73, add 3 more on, 76. That's the easiest way to get to that answer. So treble 19, leaving 76, and of course then you would take out 76 in it. There's multiple ways to do it. I'm just adding as many as I can here. So treble 16 for double 14. If you hit the big 16, it would leave 60. So that's a good way to do it. Another way to take out 76 would be for treble 20 double 8. Hitting big 20 would leave 56. And another way to take out 76, which I like to do, especially if I've only got, well, if you've got 2 or 3 darts, I may do this as well. Double 18 for my strong double 20. Okay, I'll always err on the side of caution. So if I go in the inside of the board, I don't want to waste it and go on the outside of the board. I will hit the big 18, and that would leave 58, a single 18 for double top. Okay, but double 18 for double 20 is also 76. I like that way. I saw someone do it once and I thought I'm going to steal that. I like it. Okay, so that's number 133. So on to a nice showbiz finish here, 125. Now I haven't actually written down the obvious what everyone's going to do, 125, because I want to just cover the other ways to do it. Make sure you know how to do it in your head. I'm sure everyone knows what I mean. So 1, 2, but let's start with this first dart. Probably going to throw for 25. All right, and if you hit that 20, if you hit the bullseye, it would leave 75. So then you would go again for 25 and then bullseye probably. Okay, so so 25 leaving 100, and of course you can go the bullseye, so 25 bullseye. A lot of people do that, but there are people, especially when you're starting out, who hit that center of the board and it won't go that way. That's why I've chose other ways to show you, because it's all about the practice, right? But 25 bullseye, that's what a lot of players will do when you get a little bit of experience under your belt. But let's but how else would you take out that 100? Okay, instead of going double bull, you treble 20, double 20. Okay, simple as that, and you get your points accordingly. Okay, now what's the miss rule? So we're going for treble 20. What will it be if we miss that treble 20, hit that big 20? We just take 20 off 100, 80. There you go, your answer's 80. And then you would take, how else can you take out 80? And for years and years, I would just go treble 20, double 10. I'd never even realised that that treble 16, double 16 was 80. It's funny when you get stuck in your way, going the top of the board, and you stay away from the 16s, you generally don't look into certain maths. But me doing these videos, I found this a little pearler for me, and I love going treble 16, double 16. And I know there's all these 16s players out there going, of course, that's how you take out 80. But for me, it would always be treble 20, double 10. But anyway, so treble 16, double 16. You get 3 points for that. Now, any alternate finishes? Yep. So 125, you might want to go on the 19s route. Okay. But not the best thing to do really, but people can do that. So you would just add 43, not 40, if you want to work it out or to do it in your head. So that would be so it would be 65, 68. Okay, add that 3 more on. Always add 40 on and add 3 more on. It's the easy way to do that. Okay, and then you take out your 68. And it's not a great way to do this, but you can do. So 68 is treble 18, double 7, because if you miss the treble 18, hit the big 18, again this miss roll, it would leave you 50 a shot out bullseye, or you can set up your 50. Okay, another way to take out, let's just change my color, there's lots of yellow going on. Another way to take out 125 is treble 20, go in the 20s route. So treble 20, add 40 on to 25 would leave 65, and then if you want to take out 65, treble 15 for double 10, you can do it. Hitting a big single 15 would leave a shot out of bullseye. But also you might want to go treble 20, leaving 65, go down to the center of the board, hitting that 25 for double 20 again. I quite like that if I've got 3 darts. It's all about what you're comfortable with. So get practicing. That's 1, 2, 5. And to the last number of the day, number 102, with the first dart, it's going to be treble 20. And we easily add this rule of 40 on, and it would leave 42. And then you just take out your 42 however you want to do it. Okay, single 10, double 16 is one common way to do it. There's no miss rule here because we're not going for a treble here, we're going for a single 10. So there's no miss rule there. You can add whatever else you want in there if you wish. And the alternate finishes are 1 or 2. Yeah, you can go the 19s route. So treble 19. So add 40 onto 2, so 42. Then just add that 3 more on, because that's the rule when you add in, when you're showing treble 9 with treble 19 for your first dart, add that 43. Okay, the rule of 43 doesn't sound as good as rule of 40, and you have 45. So treble 19 leaving 45, then you would take out your 45 however where you want to do it. Big 13 for double 16. Okay, We can go a single 9 for double 18. I've shown you formulas for these before. I just don't want to keep repeating myself, but I probably will going forward. And 45 a single 5 for double 20, and 42 as well. You can go a single 6 for double 18. So that's just loads of numbers what's come up. I've just kind of given you as many alternate finishes as I can think of, and you get 4 points for that. So that's number 102. Thanks again for watching. There's not many people who are watching, I do get that, but for the die-hard dozen who like and seem to get something from my videos, I think I'm going to keep on going. I think I'm enjoying it. It helps me practice my darts, and even if my goal at the very beginning of this was if I can help one person understand a little bit more of how to check out, I'll be happy. So hey, I think I'm doing that. You know, it's never been about numbers. It can never be about numbers, I think, in the style that I do it, but I'm pleased if you're enjoying it. Okay, coming next time, we're just going to be doing more of this. Might talk about my misrule and talk about how to practice that, and then whether I continue with the marking or scoring, I'm not too sure either, but maybe, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate everyone who does. Take care for now.